to our Asheville March to Early Vote Rally. My name is Larry Dodson, and I'm a firefighter here in Buncombe County. We're here today to get out the vote and make sure everyone votes early. We also need your help. We need volunteers to help make calls to voters and to knock on doors and to get out the vote. If you'd like to volunteer, please sign up with one of our early vote volunteers in the crowd. If you're an early vote volunteer, please raise your clipboard. I don't see people signing up.
They already got all of it.
Very good then.
They are on the job.
Everyone, please sign up with one of the volunteers, and if you can make it, if you can't make it, if you can't make calls or knock on doors, then we need your help with bringing lunch or dinner for volunteers. You could be an office worker, help keep our office clean, take out recycling, sign up to be an early vote greeter at one of our 14 early voting sites here in Buncombe County. Or you can make contributions like gas cards, postage stamps, copy paper, toner cartridges, paper towels, and gifts to Ingalls and Staples. All those things are needed. And if you'd like to drop by our office, we're working out of the Buncombe Democratic headquarters, and you can find directions to that by going online to www.buncombedems.org. And we're working there every day from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Woo! Woo! 2010 is the election of the decade for North Carolina. And let me repeat that. 2010 is the election of the decade here in North Carolina. And that's for three different reasons, which I'll state here. The first, after this year's census, the North Carolina legislature will decide on how to redraw district lines throughout North Carolina. These lines will be in place for the next 10 years. If Republicans control redistricting, then every important election and issue will be affected for the next 10 years. Our goal is to maintain the majority in the North Carolina legislature by electing our North Carolina Senate and North Carolina House Democratic candidates.
Yeah!
The second reason that this is the election of the decade here in North Carolina, we have an opportunity to defeat Republican Senator Richard Burr this year. And an opportunity to elect Elaine Marshall as our next U.S. Senator from North Carolina. Senator Burr said no to creating jobs in North Carolina. Senator Burr said no to investing in small business in North Carolina. Senator Burr has continued to say no to President Obama. Elaine Marshall will say yes to President Obama. We must elect Elaine Marshall for U.S. Senate. And our third reason that this is the election of the decade here in North Carolina, we must re-elect Congressman Heath Scholler to U.S. House of Representatives. Congressman Scholler provides key votes for very important issues, and we must maintain the majority in the U.S. House to continue President Obama's agenda for change. Congressman Scholler is endorsed by the Sierra Club and the League of Conservation Voters. And we must re-elect our representatives who will protect our beautiful mountains and help bring jobs to our community. Remember, if you want to move America forward, you put the car in D. If you want to move back into the ditch, where do you put it? D equals forward, R is reverse, which will take us back into the ditch. Excuse me. Our first speaker today is a native of Western North Carolina. He's endorsed by the Sierra Club and League of Conservation Voters and voted for the historic climate change bill, Wall Street reform, the Lilly Ledbetter Act, Fair Pay Act, the Credit Card Act, and the Education, Jobs, and Medicaid Assistance Act. This act brought $30 million to North Carolina to save teachers. What's that? What did I say? $300 million. $300 million to North Carolina teachers, police, and firefighters for jobs, and an additional $300 million for Medicaid in North Carolina. And this bill was paid for by closing tax loopholes that allowed corporations to keep offshore accounts.
Yes. Go, go.
He continues to fight for small businesses, rural development, and jobs, jobs, and jobs. Our first speaker is Congressman Heath Scholler.
It's great to be out here today.
Yes.
Voting.
Yeah.
Awesome. I tell you what, talking about jobs, the Chinese just invested $700 billion in green, clean energy. We cannot and we must not allow any country to get ahead of our country for job development, and most importantly is to make sure that we continue to keep the environment that we have, the beautiful mountains, the beautiful creeks and streams. It's all about that great seal, and I said it last night in my debate. When you go up to Ethan Allen Furniture, and every time you open the drawer, it says, "Made in America."
Yeah.
You're right with the Chinese. Sorry, say left and right, Schuler. You're a hate monger. You're right. Democrats less than any other member of the Democratic Party.
I tell you, we got so many great opportunities here to make a difference in our community, to make sure our teachers have the correct amount of money to teach our next generation, to make sure that our firefighters have the equipment to make our homes safe and make them safe when they're out fighting the fires, and our police to make sure that they have what they need to be able to keep our communities safe. I can't stress enough. Get out the vote. We got some great folks. We need to make sure we get Patsy back down to Raleigh. Make sure we put Jane Weldon back in her seat. And Susan Fisher to make sure she gets back. Keep up your hard work. I'm very proud of it. Keep up your work. Congratulations. Thanks for all your hard work. God bless you all.
Thank you, Congressman Scholler.